Psalms, chapter 31. To the chief singer, a psalm of David. In you, O Yahweh, I have taken refuge. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in your righteousness. Incline your ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be a rock of refuge to me, a house of defense to save me. For you are my rock and my stronghold. For your name's sake, lead me and guide me. Bring me out of the net which they have hidden for me. For you are my stronghold. Into your hand I commit my spirit. You have redeemed me, O Yahweh, El of truth. I have hated those who observe lying vanities, but I trust in Yahweh. I exult and rejoice in your kindness, for you have seen my affliction. You have known the distresses of my life, and you have not shut me up into the hand of the enemy. You have stood my feet in a large place. Show me favor, O Yahweh, for I am in distress. My eye, my being, and my body have become old with grief. For my life is consumed in sorrow, and my years in sighing. My strength fails because of my wickedness, and my bones have become old. I am a reproach among all my adversaries, but most of all among my neighbors, and a dread to my friends. Those who see me outside flee from me. I have been forgotten from the heart, like someone dead. I have been like a missing vessel. For I hear the evil report of many. Fear is from all around. When they take counsel together against me, they plot to take away my life. But I have put my trust in you, O Yahweh. You have said, you are my Elohim. My times are in your hand. Deliver me from the hand of my enemies and from those who pursue me. Make your face shine upon your servant. Save me in your kindness. Do not let me be ashamed, O Yahweh, for I have called upon you. Let the wicked be ashamed. Let them be silenced in the grave. Let lips of falsehood be stilled, which speak recklessly against the righteous with pride and scorn. How great is your goodness, which you have laid up for those revering you, which you have prepared for those taking refuge in you, in the sight of the sons of men. In the secrecy of your presence, you shall hide them from the plots of man. You shelter them in a booth from the strife of tongues. Baruch be Yahweh, for he has made marvelous his kindness to me in a strong city. And I have said in my haste, I am cut off from before your eyes. Yet you heard the voice of my prayers when I cried out to you. Love Yahweh, all you his kind ones, for Yahweh guards the trustworthy ones and exceedingly repays the doer of pride. Be strong and let him strengthen your heart, all you who are waiting for Yahweh. Psalms, chapter 32, a poem of David. Baruch is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Baruch is the man to whom Yahweh imputes no wickedness, and in whose spirit there is no deceit. When I kept silent, my bones became old, through my groaning all the day. For day and night your hand was heavy upon me. My sap was turned into the droughts of summer. Selah. I acknowledged my sin to you, and my wickedness I did not hide. I have said, I confess my transgressions to Yahweh, and you forgave the wickedness of my sin. Selah. Therefore, let every kind one pray to you while you might be found. Even in a flood of great waters, they would not reach him. You are my hiding place. You preserve me from distress. You surround me with songs of deliverance. Selah. Let me instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. Let me counsel, my eye be on you. Do not be like the horse, like the mule with no understanding with bit and bridle, else they do not come near you. Many are the sorrows of the wicked, but as for the one trusting in Yahweh, kindness surrounds him. Be glad in Yahweh, and exult, you righteous, and shout for joy, all you upright in heart. Psalms chapter 33. Shout for joy in Yahweh, you righteous. Praise is fitting for the straight. Praise Yahweh with the lyre. Sing to him with an instrument of 10 strings. Sing to him a new song. Play sweetly with a shout of joy. For the word of Yahweh is straight, and all his works are in truth. Loving righteousness and right ruling, the earth is filled with the kindness of Yahweh. By the word of Yahweh, the Shamayim were made, and all their host by the breath of his mouth, gathering the waters of the sea together as a heap, laying up the deep in storehouses. Let all the earth revere Yahweh. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood fast. Yahweh brings the counsel of the nations to naught. He thwarts the plans of the peoples. The counsel of Yahweh stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Baruch is the nation whose Elohim is Yahweh, the people whom he has chosen as his own inheritance. Yahweh has looked from the Shamayim. He has seen all the sons of men. He looked from his dwelling place on all the inhabitants of the earth. He who fashions the hearts of them all, he who understands all their works. The sovereign is not saved by the multitude of an army. A mighty man is not delivered by great strength. A horse is a vain means of safety. Neither does it rescue any by its great power. See, the eye of Yahweh is on those revering him, on those waiting for his kindness, to deliver their being from death, and to keep them alive during scarcity of food. Our being has longed for Yahweh. Our help and our shield is he. for our heart rejoices in him, and we have put our trust in his Kodesh name. Let your kindness, O Yahweh, be upon us, even as we wait for you. Psalms chapter 34 of David, when he changed his behavior before Abimelech, who drove him away, and he departed. I barak Yahweh at all times. His praise is continually in my mouth. My being shall boast in Yahweh. Let the humble hear and be glad. Oh, make Yahweh great with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought Yahweh, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. They looked to him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor one cried out, and Yahweh heard him and saved him out of all his distresses. The messenger of Yahweh encamps all around those who revere him and rescues them. Oh, taste and see that Yahweh is good. Baruch is the man that takes refuge in him. Revere Yahweh, you his Kodeshim, for there is no lack to them who revere him. Young lions have lacked and been hungry, but those who seek Yahweh lack not any goodness. Come, you children, listen to me. Let me teach you the reverence of Yahweh. Who is the man who desires life, who loves many days in order to see good? Keep your tongue from evil, and your lips from speaking deceit. Turn away from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of Yahweh are on the righteous, and his ears unto their cry. The face of Yahweh is against evildoers, to cut off their remembrance from the earth. Crying out, and Yahweh heard, and delivered them out of all their distresses. Yahweh is near to the brokenhearted, and saves those whose spirit is crushed. Many are the evils of the righteous, but Yahweh delivers him out of them all. He is guarding all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil slays the wicked, and those who hate the righteous are guilty. Yahweh redeems the lives of his servants, and none of those taking refuge in him are guilty. Psalms chapter 35 of David. O Yahweh, strive with those who strive with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take hold of shield and armor, and rise for my help. And draw out spear and lance to meet those who pursue me. Say to my life, I am your deliverance. Let those be ashamed and blush who seek my life. Let those be turned back and abashed who plot evil to me. Let them be as chaff before the wind, with a messenger of Yahweh driving on. Let their way be dark and slippery, with a messenger of Yahweh pursuing them. For without cause they hid their net for me. Without cause they dug a pit for my life. Let ruin come upon him unawares, and let his net that he hid catch himself. Let him fall in it into ruin. But let my own being exult in Yahweh. Let it rejoice in his deliverance. Let all my bones say, Yahweh, who is like you, delivering the poor from one stronger than he, and the poor and the needy from him who robs him. Malicious witnesses rise up. They asked me that which I knew not. They reward me evil for good, bereaving my life. But I, when they were sick, I put on sackcloth. I humbled my being with fastings, and my prayer would return to my own bosom. I walked about as though he were my friend or brother. I bowed down, mourning as one mourning for a mother. But they rejoiced at my stumbling and gathered together. The smiters gathered against me, and I did not know it. They tore in pieces without ceasing. With unclean ones, mockers at feast, gnashing at me with their teeth. Yahweh, how long would you look on? Rescue my being from their destructions, my only one from the lions. I give thanks in the great assembly. I praise you among a mighty people. Let not my lying enemies rejoice over me, or those who hate me without cause wink their eyes. For they do not speak peace, but they devise words of deceit against the peaceable ones of the land. And they open their mouth wide against me. They say, Aha, aha, our eyes have seen it. This you have seen, O Yahweh. Do not be silent. O Yahweh, do not be far from me. Stir up yourself and awake to my right ruling, to my cause, my Elohim and Adonai. Rule me rightly, O Yahweh, my Elohim, according to your righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Aha, our desire. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let those who are rejoicing at my evil be ashamed and abashed together. Let those who are exalting themselves over me be clad in shame and humiliation. Let those who delight in my righteous cause shout for joy and be glad. And let them always say, Let Yahweh be made great, who is desiring the peace of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of your righteousness, your praise, all day long. Baruch be the reading of the word. Amen and amen. Shabbat Shalom.